it is now my pleasure to introduce Bobby Lefebvre, Colorado Poet Laureate.
What a good evening, right? How's everybody feeling? Yeah, this is beautiful. I would like to begin by thanking the organizers of tonight's event for inviting me to be with you all here for such a momentous occasion. I'm always grateful when art and culture and poetry in particular are included and centered as an entry point for dialogue, discourse, and other meaningful celebration and gathering. As Poet Laureate, I believe that it's my duty to utilize language to unite us. I truly believe that the poet is more than a writer. The poet is a cultural translator, a humble prophet, a communal visionary, a dreamer, and a realist inseparably entwined. And through my practice, I always attempt to strive to raise the consciousness of our collective psyche and heal where there is hurt, celebrate where there is joy, share where there is space, disrupt where there is stagnation, build where there is opportunity, and destroy where there is injustice. Yeah, that's good. For those of you who don't know me, I call myself a writer, performer, and cultural worker. All of the things that I do sort of fit into those buckets. I do a lot of arts admin work, though, too. So this is extra special for you all, for your community, for me, for anyone who has any stake in the arts and cultural community. And I mention that because as a creative person, of course, I make art, but as an admin, I understand all the things that you all went through, all these thanks that were kind of given out tonight, much warranted. I've served as the co-chair of the Denver Commission on Cultural Affairs, which is the mayor's appointed cultural council. I currently serve as the board member for the Clifford Still Museum, the Latino Cultural Arts Center, and local, national, and international organizations. So I understand the way that the arts work and what this means. I say that, you know, the long-term benefits that we are going to experience for this project is going to be incredible. It's exciting. It's future-focused. We heard that a few times this evening, and it's important, I believe, to have artists and cultural workers and imaginers and dreamers and philosophers at the forefront of contextualizing the human experience and distilling what we all can be together. With a little bit of love, creativity, understanding, and vision. And this new theater is exactly that. You know, it's bold, it's visionary, it is a longitudinal dream that is now coming to fruition, and what an incredible feat. What an incredible testament to tenacity, what an incredible monument to arts and culture. The entire campus, right? 90,000 square feet of activation, 90,000 square feet of service. And this beautiful theater, of course, a beacon of possibility. I remember when Michael gave me a tour of the space months ago. As an actor and as a theater person, I was, of course, inspired and blown away by the beauty and the modern aesthetics. But more than that, I was impressed and excited by the vision that Michael shared with me about this space, about this community. And as a culture worker, I became enthralled, asking questions and seeing that potential. Art and culture is really the cornerstone of our humanity, of our existence. It's how we make sense of and document who we are. It's how we make tangible the intangible. Art is not necessarily only a reflection of life. It is the manifestation of the living. And currently, we are living through extraordinary times. I believe it is the artist, it is you all, that will usher us from this despair through and to a portal to new things. And artists and cultural workers and civic workers that move me, they imagine new realities, they activate radical imagination, they design new ways of doing things, they ask, how can we shape a new world that we have never seen but long for? Right? How does this shaping then transmute into real structural and systemic change? I'm always interested in navigating those questions with you all and to make the invisible seen the unheard centered, and the marginalized also centered. And what a gem this space is, not only for the North Metro community, but for the larger arts and culture ecosystem. So a small community, right? Seemingly North Glen, with a big heart, a small community with enormous foresight, a small community with a huge love for its people. So give it up for your city for doing this. And as North Glen continues to grow, so too will its connection to its people. And that's what culture does, right? That's what this space is going to allow for. It's gonna make folks feel part of something. It creates bridges where other walls maybe, other ways, walls would be. So congratulations. I want to leave you with a poem. Is that okay? Can I do that? I think so much of what we do, this is ritualistic, right? We come together in these ways. This is one long circle that we are creating and that will continue to be formed. And this work that we do as culture bearers, as people invested in community, in art, we're doing things that are ancient. So this is a poem called An Exercise in Ritual. It's dedicated to you all, to this new space, and what will become. We gather here together in this sacred circle like we always have. Here, around this fire that has always burned, the same fire that lives in our bellies and makes an inferno of our hearts. This spirit we summon, this beauty we conjure, this inventiveness we invoke. What is a vessel but a carrier of the coveted, a transmitter of quintessence, a conduit of culture? Come and meet us at the place where ritual is given a body, where ceremony is given a face, where our existence transfigures into a song we warble in unison. For he who sharpens his imagination is a visionary. She who gives shape to intuition is a prophet. They who hone mortality beseech the immortal. Look at what we are building together. We, the masons of reimagining, the architects of metamorphosis, the repositories of our collective consciousness. Blessed be the makers, the ones who set themselves ablaze willingly to warm the masses, the ones who traverse the unknown, giving life to the unseen. Join us as we turn ourselves inside out. Watch as we illuminate what kindles inside our bones, these places where we find and lose ourselves at the same time. These messages we devise with purpose, these aesthetics we mold from the supple clay of our minds. Join us at these holy places of abandon, these playgrounds of ingeniousness, these geneses of more inspired tomorrows. For who does not admire a flower unfolding? Who does not feel the warmth of the sun shining boldly upon their face? Whose feet do not move with the coaxing of the drum sound? Here, where we live, boundaries and the impossible do not have a name. Here, fear and failure suffocate under the weight of creation. Here, convention is an earth-covered tombstone rotting in the wind. Come and meet us at a new juncture, where expression devoid of consciousness is merely decoration, where art is an insistent incubator for justice, where equity and access are an altar we decorate with the flowers of promise and purpose. For what is it to highlight the margins but an attempt to balance the scales? What is a raised fist but a war cry in the language of the purposely silenced? What is dissent but an innate aversion to the confines of the status quo? Art and culture is a communal land that does not know borders, a common language we are all born speaking fluently, a right that has been paraded around as a privilege for far too long. Come and help us rip the esoteric from the sky. Let our hands reach for the stars, grasp them, and share their tangible glow with anyone drawn to their light. And here, we will all shine and wander together. Here, we will eradicate all of the man-made barriers we impose upon one another. This beautiful burden we carry, this responsibility tethered to our pens, paints, pirouettes, percussion, and performance, this work, this digging, these hands unearthing the truth, this joy, this struggle, these songs, these testaments, these heirlooms, these markers of humanity that remind us that we are here, that we are alive, that we always have been, and that we always will be. Congratulations. Thank you.